James Harden this week at Team USA as Team USA prepares for the FIBA World Cup. Harden says playing for the U.S. is a team effort where they all have one goal, and obviously that's to win the World Championship. But that mindset didn't stop him from saying, without hesitation, when asked who's the best player, he says he's the best basketball player alive right now. So that got us to thinking, let's rank Harden. Stephen A., where would you rank him?
My initial inclination was to say James Harden is smoking something.
Okay.
It's simply not true. But I will say this. He is an all-star. He is a big-time scorer. His step-back J is deadly. I think he deserves to be ranked in the top 10 talent-wise. He is lethal as they come offensively. He can score from a myriad of directions. I want to give credit to him because Mike Krzyzewski is on the record talking about his leadership capabilities, especially with the departure of Kevin Durant from Team USA.
Right.
James Harden, I also believe, even though he can be a bit sensitive, he still hasn't recovered from getting excoriated when he didn't show up in the finals a few years back.
You always bring this up.
It's the truth. But the point is that he's still a great guy. He's a good person. He's a leader. He's an elite offensive player. But I'm putting Kobe and D-Wade healthy ahead of him if they were both healthy. I'm taking them off the list because Kobe's coming back from the injury and we don't know what D-Wade's going to do. Okay. D-Wade, you might scratch off simply because you don't know if those knees are ever going to recover, but the jury is still out. Okay. But I'm just saying healthy. Even with the experience and age, if they were healthy, James Harden is not better than them. Do you know why? Because they play defense. And James Harden does not play defense.
You know what? He will when he decides to. He can.
No. Skip. Here's my point to you. You're right, because you pointed that out when he defended Kobe in the playoffs a few years ago. I'm not saying he can't play defense. Okay. I specifically said he doesn't, as in he won't. Sure, he'll play defense for Mike Krzyzewski. Sure, he'll play defense for key pivotal minutes when it counts. But by and large, over the course of 82 games, if you go back, you know me, Skip, I go home and I watch the tapes. I tape these games and I go back and I watch and I rewind. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen a guard take off more on defense than I've seen James Harden over the last 2 years. This brother is literally asleep. I'm just talking about dudes backdooring. I mean, they backdooring him. They had layups. This dude was at the elbow. And they went around and came back, and James Harden nowhere to be found. I mean, he literally takes defense. He doesn't take plays off defensively. He takes quarters off. Okay, this is how lackadaisical he has been on defense.
You're about to hear from James Harden again.
So what? So what? It is what it is. You don't affect my check. Get over it. The point is that, but I still love his game. I love his offensive game. Offensively, he's elite. But let me put it plain and simple for you. James Harden, so you know. LeBron is better than you. Durant is better than you. Melo is better than you. Derrick Rose, even though you could put him on that injured list with Kobe and D-Wade, he's better than you. Russell Westbrook is better than James Harden.
Check.
Okay?
Check.
CP3, because of what he does on both ends of the floor, is better. Steph Curry, my man, my favorite player, is better. And let's give love where it's due. Blake Griffin. Yes. No, you know why? Because, again, James Harden is a better scorer. But the combination of his ability to score and rebound, and oh, by the way, Skip, he doesn't block shots, but when Blake Griffin is manning up on you defensively, one-on-one, it's not like you scored him. He don't have those kind of defensive lapses. In the end, James Harden would easily be top 5. Easily be top 5 if he played defense.
Easily be top 5.
Easily top 5. Because that's how lethal he is offensively. But defensively, I'm sorry.
Paul George.
No, Paul George is in his stratosphere offensively. Defensively, Paul George is elite. But offensively, he isn't in James Harden's stratosphere yet.
As a player, an all-around player.
All-around player. Well, Paul George is up there because he's a star. But I'm just telling you, James Harden is big time offensively. I want the ball in his hands when it counts. My problem with him is that I'd want him sticking me if he had to defend. Because he's going to take quarters off.
You didn't mention 2 other players before I get to my answer.
Okay.
Here. There's this guy in San Antonio. He's been there for a
Tony
while.
Parker?
No, his name is Tim Duncan.
Oh, that guy.
All right.
That guy, he should have been, probably could have been the MVP.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was leaving.
Even though San Antonio doesn't count because they're not really.
I didn't mention any centers.
Okay.
I'm just saying the big 7-footers. I understand that.
Right now, I'm taking Tim Duncan over James Harden.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay.
And right now, I'm taking Dirk over James Harden.
Really?
Listen, Dirk's still a bad boy.
He is.
a bad boy.
He is. You're right.
He gave San Antonio fits in the first round.
I have no problem adding those two to the list, but you see how big they are, and it's a different game.
I want to be clear about this. I have long been a big James Harden fan, and you know this because I still can't believe the Oklahoma City Thunder did not pay the freight to keep James Harden. But as much as I love this man, and I especially love him during the regular season, and he torched my Spurs in actually 4 regular season games last year. But when I look at his playoff resume, back to your original point, when you levied some criticism off that Miami Finals series, James wasn't very good down the stretch of that series, right? In games 3, 4, 5.
It was bad. It was bad. He disappeared.
By what he should be, he disappeared. Yes. And then they had a first-round exit against the Thunder in which he had his moments, but he wasn't the best player in the world.
Sure.
And again, I don't blame James for saying he's the best player because you would say you're the best player. You know what I mean?
We're not blaming him.
That's fine.
Because he's an elite player.
He is an elite player.
He can say what that. I'm not knocking him for that.
But then against Portland last year, first-round exit, and again, Damian Lillard hit the shot of the play. It was a tremendous shot that he hit to win that series.
Yep.
But in the fourth quarter, that closeout game 6, James wasn't very good. He scored 2 points in the fourth quarter. He's better than that.
Yes.
In big moments for his new team in Houston, he has not been great. He's been very good, but he hasn't been a top 10 player. Okay?
Right. Let me say this to you, though. He is elite. He's a big-time player. He doesn't deserve to be criticized for making that statement because he has the skills to back it up.
I agree.
When I hold against him in terms of the finals, I want to emphasize this point because I don't even think he understands it. It's not his numbers because you could have bad shooting games. You just struggle. It just ain't falling for you. What I hold against him for the finals, watch the tape. Skip, I'm sitting in Miami. I'm right there near courtside. I saw this guy while Miami was making runs and Oklahoma City was like, take us there. I saw this guy literally pass up open shots. Yeah. He literally looked scared to take them. That's what I hold against him for that finals appearance. If you miss, you miss. So what? But his skills are too great
you realize
to appear timid at any point in the game.
In those 6 games against Portland first round last year, he shot 30% from 3.
That's fine.
16 for 54.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. It didn't fall, Skip. That happens,
but that didn't fall for 6 games.
I'm saying that happens. So I'm never, even though that's bad, it's entirely different when you're off than when you appear timid to challenge.
Did you mention Derrick Rose?
Yes, I did.
You mentioned Derrick Rose.
So
is he
in the 10?
Let me explain something to you. If Derrick Rose is healthy,
I know
in my eyes, Derrick Rose is battling with Durant and LeBron for top play in the game.
Wow.
Yeah. What about
healthy?
What's that guy's name in L.A.? Kobe? What's his name?
He mentioned Kobe. He said he put him on a healthy list.
But would you put him...
No, he'd be up there if healthy, even though he's entering his 19th year.
I'm
not counting out the Black Mamba.
I'm not going to count him out.
Well, I got a couple of players in L.A. telling me Kobe got them there working out.
I know.
7:30 in the morning.
Yep.
Okay.
We leave it there.